Hi everyone, today we're hunting for some weeds around Walleye Creek in Sydney. I filmed this on the Two Valley Trail, if you know it. Hopefully we can find some good ones and then we'll cook something afterwards. The best place to look is not really in the bush, but in an area where some urban development kind of encroaches onto a nature reserve. The disturbed bushland gives weeds a chance to grow, such as in this park. So right away, you can find some sticky willy. As you can see, it sticks to anything. It's got little burrs that come off from these leaves. See? Just a word of advice, when you pick this, it can irritate your skin, so if you've got sensitive skin, I would say wear gloves. Walleye Creek's a good place to pick weeds because it was historically farmland, which means that the soil is not polluted, such as in places that used to have factories or industrial works. So here's some vetch. It's a type of ground cover. It's a type of bean. As you can see, it looks a bit like a pea. When you pick these, just have a look, make sure that no white sap comes out, because if it does then you might actually have a milkweed. They're still edible if they are, but they require extra preparation. But these are good, you can eat them raw, they taste like watercress. Everyone knows dandelion. Here's a mallow. Nice big fan leaves. There's lots of different varieties of mallow. This one's got little flowers that come off from the stem. Just remember the golden rule. If in doubt, throw it out. But I'm sure this one's a mallow, so I'm going to pick it. Just a few steps away, here's a different variety. As you can see, they all look slightly different. It's a bit easier to tell when they've got the flowers. There's a common one. It's fennel. It's a bit different to the supermarket fennel in that it doesn't have a bulb, but you can still eat the leaves and the baby shoots. Here's a Biden's. You can see what the seeds look like there and the flowers. It grows in a lot of wet areas. That's what the leaves look like. As with any of these plants, I would say pick the baby leaves because they're going to taste better. Berries on this mulberry aren't ready, but once again we can take a few of the baby leaves. Here's a thistle. Pretty much all thistles are edible, but this one's spiky, so I didn't touch it. So we got a fairly good haul. All of these plants were within maybe 20 meters of each other. Just give them a rough chop. And remove any bits you don't want. Here I got 2 onions and a bunch of garlic. Once again, just give it a rough chop. And then put it in a pan. I've got 1 old broiler hen. You need a good cleaver to do this. As you can see, mine's blunt, that's why I'm struggling. For a soup, it's good to have a whole chicken, because you want the bones and the organs. If you don't like those bits, don't worry about it. Just get something else. So once the pan's hot, you can put the chicken in. Some white pepper. Cinnamon. And some star anise. Once it's browned, you can put in some wine. I used rice wine, but use whatever you want. Now let's transfer it to a pot. Put in enough water to just about cover it. And I'm going to put in some potatoes and carrot. A few bay leaves. Once it's boiling, remove this foam that comes on top. It's mostly blood and impurities from the chicken. It'll taste better if you get rid of it. And here I've got some yams and some beef sausage, but you can put whatever you want. Give that a stir. Obviously the longer you leave this, the better, but I would say at least 1 hour on a hard simmer. If you've got more time, give it more time. So this is an hour later. It's dinner time, so I'm going to serve it. Put all your weeds in about 10 minutes before you're ready. Stir them through. And bring the heat back up. After 10 minutes, it's ready to serve. So there's the finished soup. If you try it, let me know what you think. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.